Rui is insane. Rui's been on an absolute tear lately, and the numbers tell the whole story. Against the Nuggets, he dropped 21 points while shooting 7 of 12 from the field and 4 of 9 from deep. That level of efficiency is wild, and he didn't just score. He also grabbed 4 assists, swiped a steal, and kept his energy high on both ends. He even knocked down 3 of his 4 free throws, finishing with a true shooting percentage of 76.3. That's not just good, that's elite. Efficiency like that doesn't come easy, but Rui's making it look effortless. And his impact isn't just on offense. He's been locking down opponents like nobody else. Over the last 10 games, he's been the toughest defender in the league when it comes to contesting shots. Opponents are shooting just 32.5% when Rui's the closest defender. That's the lowest mark in the entire league over that stretch. To put that in perspective, Miles McBride is next at 35.2, Kyle Kuzma's at 36.4, and Kevin Durant, one of the best two-way wings in the league, is at 37%. Rui's shutting down some of the best scorers out there, and they're struggling to get anything going when he's in their face. Ever since the Luka trade, the team's been rolling, and Rui's stepped up in a big way. Over the last 10 games, they've gone 8-2, and Rui's been a massive part of that success. He's averaging 18.2 points per game while grabbing 5.5 rebounds. That's a huge jump in production. And it's not just about the scoring. He's been absolutely lethal from deep. He's knocking down 43% of his threes while hitting 2.5 per game on nearly 6 attempts. That kind of shooting on that kind of volume is exactly what teams look for in a high-level role player. His true shooting percentage over that stretch, a ridiculous 67%. He's maximizing every possession, taking high-quality shots, and making the most of every single look he gets. But the biggest transformation in Rui's game has nothing to do with just his scoring numbers. He's completely shifted his approach, going from a high-usage self-creator to one of the most efficient, low-volume role players in the league. And one of the biggest reasons for that is his cutting. His off-ball movement has reached another level. He's in the 96th percentile in scoring efficiency on cuts, putting up an insane 1.64 points per possession. That's elite tier production. His timing is perfect. His instincts are sharper than ever, and he's constantly finding the right spots on the floor. He's making the game easier for himself and for his teammates, which is exactly why his numbers are skyrocketing. Rui's not just playing well, he's playing the best basketball of his career right now. And the stats back it up. His efficiency, his shot selection, his defense, his off-ball movement, it's all coming together at the perfect time. I want to look at these numbers though to show how good he's really been. Rui's offensive numbers this season have been nothing short of elite, especially for a fourth option behind LeBron, Luka, and Reeves. He's making the most of every opportunity, staying efficient and playing within the system without forcing anything. His true shooting percentage sits at 62.1. ranking in the 86th percentile. That's an incredibly efficient mark, showing just how well he's maximizing his scoring chances. He's not just taking shots, he's taking the right shots, and he's hitting them at a high rate. That level of efficiency is rare for a player in his role, and it proves how well he's fitting into the offense. His shot quality is at 67.4, ranking in the 75th percentile. That means he's not only scoring efficiently, but he's consistently getting high quality looks. He's not settling for bad shots. He's not forcing contested jumpers, and he's not taking unnecessary risks. Every shot he takes is coming within the flow of the offense, and it's leading to points at an elite rate. His ability to find open looks, whether from 3 or inside, has been a huge factor in his success this season. His free throw rate is sitting at 19.7%, ranking in the 42nd percentile. He's not getting to the line at an elite level, but for a fourth option, that's not a major issue. He's still able to contribute efficiently without relying on free throws, which is a key factor in his overall offensive impact. He's knocking down the ones he gets, and that's all that really matters. His three-point attempt rate is at 37.9%, which puts him in the 41st percentile. He's not taking an overwhelming number of threes, but he's taking enough to keep defenses honest. And with his efficiency from deep, that number could easily rise as the season continues. He's proving that he's a legitimate threat from beyond the arc, which adds another layer to his offensive game. He's spacing the floor, making defenders respect his shot, and capitalizing on open looks. His offensive rebounding percentage sits at negative 2.2, ranking in the 19th percentile. That's definitely not a strength of his game, but it's not a major concern either. His role isn't to crash the glass, it's to space the floor, move without the ball, and take advantage of scoring opportunities. His low offensive rebounding numbers aren't holding him back in any way because he's excelling in every other aspect of the game. By the way, If you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Rui, one of the most impressive stats in his offensive profile is his turnover rate. His CTOV is at 6.1%, ranking in the 84th percentile. That's an elite mark showing just how well he's taking care of the ball. He's not making careless mistakes. He's not forcing bad passes, and he's not giving away possessions. In a system where he's playing off high usage stars, having a low turnover rate is critical. He's maximizing every touch, making smart decisions, and keeping the offense running smoothly. His offensive load sits at 22.2, ranking in the 33rd percentile. That number shows that he's not being asked to do too much, but he's still playing a key role in the offense. He's not the primary scorer, but he's still making a significant impact whenever he gets the ball. He's finding ways to contribute without needing high usage, which is exactly what you want from a fourth option. He's efficient, reliable, and effective in his role. His offensive creation sits at 1.7, ranking in the 34th percentile. He's not creating a ton of shots for himself or others, but he doesn't need to. His role is to play within the system, take smart shots, and capitalize on the opportunities that come his way. He's doing that at a high level, and it's leading to one of the most efficient offensive seasons of his career. His ability to play within the offense rather than forcing things is what makes him such a valuable piece. His portability rating sits at 6.5, ranking in the 79th percentile. That means he fits seamlessly into different lineups and can thrive next to high usage stars. He's not a player who needs the ball in his hands to be effective. He's someone who can contribute in any situation. His ability to adapt, space the floor, and play efficiently makes him one of the most valuable complementary pieces on the team. His passer rating sits at 2.5, ranking in the 20th percentile. He's not a playmaker, and he's not out there to rack up assists, but that's not a weakness. It's just not part of his role. He's not making risky passes, he's not trying to force plays, and he's keeping the offense flowing without unnecessary turnovers. His job is to score efficiently, move without the ball, and play within the system. And he's doing that at an elite level. His crafted offensive plus-minus sits at -0.2, ranking in the 69th percentile. That's a solid mark for a fourth option who isn't handling the ball a ton. He's making a positive impact on the offensive end, even without high usage. He's not slowing the offense down, he's not taking bad shots, and he's not hurting the team in any way. He's just playing his role to perfection and making the most of every opportunity he gets. Rui's offensive numbers prove just how valuable he's been this season. He's efficient, he's reliable, and he's thriving in his role as a complementary scorer. He's not just fitting in, he's excelling. His ability to maximize his opportunities without needing a high number of touches makes him one of the most valuable pieces on the team. He's proving that he can contribute at a high level, even in a system that isn't built around him. His efficiency, shot selection, low turnover rate, and ability to play off of high usage stars all make him an incredibly important piece of this offense. His ability to play efficiently in a lower usage role is rare. Many players struggle to maintain high efficiency when they aren't getting consistent touches, but Rui has mastered it. He's shooting at a high percentage while taking smart shots, and he's avoiding the mistakes that can hurt a team's offense. That's why his true shooting percentage is so impressive. It's not just about making shots, it's about making the right shots. His shot selection is one of the biggest reasons why he's been so effective. He's taking quality looks and converting them at a high rate. His shot quality ranking in the 75th percentile is a direct reflection of how well he's choosing his spots. He's not forcing up bad shots, he's not taking inefficient looks, and he's consistently putting himself in positions to succeed. That level of discipline is a huge reason why he's been able to maintain such strong efficiency numbers. Even though he's not getting to the free throw line at an elite rate, he's still managing to produce efficiently without relying on free throws. That's a huge asset in an offense where other players are drawing fouls and creating opportunities. Rui doesn't need to get to the line to be effective because he's already scoring at a high level through smart shot selection and efficiency. His ability to contribute without drawing a high number of fouls makes him even more valuable in a structured offensive system. His three-point shooting has been another huge factor in his success. He's taking a respectable number of threes and he's knocking them down at a high rate. He's spacing the floor, keeping defenders honest, and making sure the team has enough shooting threats on the court. His ability to hit open threes makes life easier for the team's primary ball handlers, and it forces defenses to stay honest when he's on the floor. His turnover rate is one of the most underrated aspects of his game. He's taking care of the ball, avoiding mistakes, and keeping possessions alive. That's a critical skill in an offense that features multiple high-usage stars. Rui isn't trying to do too much. He's just making smart plays, taking smart shots, and doing exactly what the team needs him to do. Rui's offensive numbers this season show that he's playing the best basketball of his career. His efficiency, his ability to fit into the offense, and his low turnover rate all make him one of the most valuable fourth options in the league. He's proving that he can contribute at a high level without needing a ton of touches, and that's what makes him such a key piece of this team's success. But then we can look at the other end of the ball. Rui's defensive numbers this season paint a clear picture of how impactful he's been on that end of the floor. His ability to contest shots, grab rebounds, and defend multiple positions makes him a valuable piece of the lineup. The numbers show that while he may not be a flashy defender, he's providing consistent value in multiple areas. One of the strongest aspects of his defensive game has been rebounding. His defensive rebounding percentage sits at 0.9, ranking in the 80th percentile. That's an elite mark, especially for a player in his role. He's securing defensive rebounds at a high rate, which helps eliminate second chance opportunities for opponents. That's a critical skill for any defender, especially when playing next to high usage scorers. His ability to clean up possessions allows the team to get out in transition and maximize offensive opportunities. His rim defense sits at -2, ranking in the 57th percentile. That number indicates that while he's not an elite rim protector, he's still doing a solid job contesting shots in the paint. He's making it difficult for opponents to score efficiently near the basket, which is a major asset in a defensive scheme that relies on strong interior presence. His ability to contest shots without fouling makes him an important piece of the team's defensive structure. His rim frequency is at 36.6%, ranking in the 52nd percentile. That number reflects how often he's defending shots near the rim. He's being put in those situations at an average rate, but when he is, he's holding his own. He's forcing opponents into tough shots and preventing easy baskets. His positioning and timing allow him to contest shots effectively, even if he's not a dominant shot blocker. His block percentage sits at 1.3, ranking in the 43rd percentile. He's not swatting shots at an elite rate, but he's still providing timely shot contests when necessary. His presence in the paint forces opponents to adjust their shots, even if he's not blocking them outright. His ability to alter shots without overcommitting is a key part of his defensive impact. One of the most important metrics for modern defenders is versatility, and Rui ranks highly in that area. His versatility rating sits at 69, putting him in the 73rd percentile. That means he's capable of defending multiple positions effectively. He's not limited to guarding just one type of player. He can switch onto different matchups and hold his own. That's a huge advantage in today's game, where defensive flexibility is a necessity. He's proving that he can handle a variety of assignments, making him an asset in different lineup combinations. His ability to defend without fouling is one of his greatest strengths. His RPF sits at -0.7, ranking in the 85th percentile. That's an elite number, showing that he's staying disciplined and not sending opponents to the free throw line. Fouling too often can completely neutralize a defender's impact, but Rui has managed to play tough, physical defense while avoiding unnecessary fouls. That allows him to stay on the floor longer and continue making an impact. His deflections per game sit at 1.8, ranking in the 32nd percentile. That number isn't among the best in the league, but it still shows that he's active in passing lanes and making an effort to disrupt plays. He's not gambling for steals, but he's getting his hands on the ball and forcing mistakes from opponents. That level of activity is a key factor in slowing down opposing offenses. His RATF sits at -0.2, ranking in the 31st percentile. That number measures how often he forces turnovers in defensive situations. He's not creating a high number of takeaways, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's playing solid positional defense and making it difficult for opponents to get clean looks. He's not relying on steals or deflections to make an impact. He's staying in front of his man, contesting shots, and forcing tough possessions. His crafted defensive plus-minus sits at -0.1, ranking in the 47th percentile. That's a solid mark, especially for a player in his role. He's not a primary defensive stopper, but he's also not a liability. He's providing value on that end of the floor, contributing to team defense without needing to be the main anchor. He's playing smart, disciplined defense and making sure that he's not the weak link in the lineup. His defensive numbers highlight how effective he's been at playing within the system. He's not a high-risk defender who racks up steals or blocks, but he's consistently making the right plays and limiting mistakes. His ability to contest shots, grab defensive rebounds, and stay disciplined without fouling makes him a valuable asset. He's proving that he can be a reliable defender, and the numbers show just how much he's contributing on that end. One of the key reasons for his defensive effectiveness is his positioning. His rim frequency shows that he's contesting shots in the paint at a respectable rate, while his rim defense shows that he's making life tough for opponents when they get there. He's not giving up easy looks, and he's using his size and length to force tougher finishes. Even though he's not blocking a ton of shots, he's still affecting them in ways that don't always show up on the box score. His defensive rebounding numbers also play a huge role in his impact. Securing defensive rebounds is one of the most important parts of playing good team defense, and he's excelling in that area. His defensive rebounding percentage ranks in the top 20% of the league, proving that he's doing his job in preventing second chance opportunity. That's a huge factor in limiting opponent scoring, as every rebound he secures is a possession that doesn't turn into additional points for the other team. His defensive versatility is another major asset. He's in the top quarter of the league when it comes to versatility, meaning he can be trusted to defend multiple positions. That makes him incredibly valuable in different lineup configurations. He's not a player who needs to be hidden on defense. He can switch on to different types of players and still hold his own. That level of flexibility is a major advantage, especially in a league where teams constantly hunt mismatches. One of the most underrated aspects of his game is his ability to play disciplined defense. His foul rate ranks in the top 15% of the league, meaning he's staying aggressive without putting the team at a disadvantage. Too many defenders struggle with fouling too often, but he's found a way to stay effective without sending opponents to the line. That allows him to play more minutes and continue making an impact on that end. His overall defensive impact is reflected in his crafted defensive plus-minus. He's not posting elite numbers, but he's still playing solid defense and making a positive contribution. He's not a liability, he's not making costly mistakes, and he's doing exactly what's needed from him. His ability to play within the system, contest shots, rebound, and defend multiple positions makes him an important piece of the team's overall defensive strategy. His defensive numbers this season show that he's playing a key role on that end of the floor. He's not just fitting into the defense, he's actively making it better. His rebounding, positioning, versatility, and ability to defend without fouling all make him a valuable asset. He's proving that he can contribute to winning basketball even if he's not racking up highlight reel plays. His numbers speak for themselves, showing just how much he's bringing to the table on defense. And the thing is, Rui's numbers prove just how much he helps the Lakers every time he's on the floor. Even though he isn't a high usage player, his presence consistently leads to positive results. The data shows that he makes a significant impact on both ends of the floor, improving the team's performance without needing a large share of offensive possessions. His ability to play efficiently, defend well, and contribute to winning basketball without demanding the ball is what makes him such a valuable player. His mixed teamwork rating ranks him in the 79th percentile, meaning he helps create a positive margin for his team more than 79% of players in the league. That's a massive impact, especially for someone who isn't a primary offensive option. His presence on the floor leads to better overall team performance, proving that he's not just a role player filling minutes. He's making the Lakers a better team whenever he's out there. His offensive rating sits at 115.5, which is an elite mark for a player in his role. That number reflects how efficient the team's offense is when he's on the court. It shows that his ability to take smart shots, space the floor, and make the most of his opportunities is directly helping the team's overall scoring efficiency. He's not someone who needs a high number of touches to be effective. He's simply making every possession count. On the defensive end, his defensive rating is 112.1. That number reflects how well the Lakers perform on defense while he's on the court. It shows that he's doing his job, contesting shots, securing rebounds, and limiting easy scoring opportunities for opponents. His ability to stay disciplined, defend multiple positions, and rotate properly makes him a key piece of the team's defensive system. He's not putting up massive block or steal numbers, but his impact is still being felt in the team's overall defensive efficiency. His net rating sits at plus 3.5, meaning the Lakers are 3.5 points better per 100 possessions when he's on the floor compared to when he's off. That's a significant number, especially for a low usage player. It proves that even though he isn't dominating the ball, he's still making the team better on both ends of the floor. Whether it's his scoring efficiency, defensive presence, or overall basketball IQ, his presence is leading to winning basketball. One of the most important indicators of his impact is his plus-minus numbers. He has a positive plus-minus in 47.9% of the games he plays. That means that in almost half of the games he appears in, the Lakers outscore their opponents while he's on the floor. That's a key statistic because it shows that the team performs better with him playing regardless of whether he's putting up big individual numbers. His on-off numbers highlight his importance even further. The Lakers' point differential improves by plus 2.4 when he's on the court compared to when he's off. That means the team is consistently better with him in the game. His presence is leading to more efficient offense, stronger defense, and better overall team play. A positive on-off impact is a great indicator of a player's value, and Rui's numbers show that he's making a real difference. Despite all of this impact, he has a relatively low usage rate. His usage percentage is 16.2%, which is lower than 59% of players in the league. That means he's not demanding the ball or taking a high number of shots, yet he's still helping the team succeed. His ability to contribute without being a high usage player is what makes him such a great fit on a team with multiple stars. His offensive efficiency comes from smart shot selection. He's averaging 10 field goal attempts per game, which is a solid number for a player in his role. He's taken enough shots to stay involved, but not so many that he's disrupting the flow of the offense. His ability to find high percentage looks is why his offensive rating is so high. He's also getting to the free throw line 2 times per game, which adds another efficient scoring opportunity to his offensive game. His passing numbers show that he's playing within the system and making the right decisions. He's averaging 1.5 assists per game, which isn't a high number, but it's enough to show that he's moving the ball effectively. He's not forcing plays or trying to be a primary playmaker, but he's making sure that the offense continues to run smoothly. His turnover numbers are low as well, sitting at 0.9 per game. That means he's not making costly mistakes, and he's keeping possessions alive. His total involvement in the game is measured by the number of possessions he plays per game, which is 65.9. That number shows that he's consistently engaged in both the team's offense and defense. He's making an impact on nearly every possession, whether it's through his efficient scoring, solid defensive play, or ability to space the floor. His net impact numbers continue to reinforce just how much of a difference he makes. His on-court offensive rating of 115.5 means that the team is operating at a high level offensively when he's in the game. His defensive rating of 112.1 means that opponents are struggling to score efficiently when he's on the floor. His positive net rating of plus 3.5 means that his presence is leading to winning basketball. His ability to contribute without being a high usage player is one of the biggest reasons why he's so valuable. Players who require a high number of touches to be effective can sometimes disrupt the flow of an offense, but Rui doesn't have that issue. His usage rate of 16.2% is low, yet his offensive and defensive ratings show that he's making the most of every opportunity. The Lakers perform significantly better with him on the floor. His on-off impact of plus 2.4 shows that the team's scoring margin improves when he's playing. His positive plus-minus in nearly half of the games he plays proves that his presence is consistently leading to better team results. His mixed teamwork rating in the 79th percentile shows that he's among the best in the league at creating positive outcomes for his team. His combination of efficiency, defensive impact, and low usage makes him the ideal role player. He doesn't need the ball to make a difference, yet the numbers show that his presence leads to winning basketball. His ability to take smart shots, defend multiple positions, limit turnovers, and provide spacing makes him one of the most impactful low-usage players in the league. His defensive rating of 112.1 proves that he's holding his own on that end, while his offensive rating of 115.5 shows that he's contributing in a big way on offense. His positive net rating, plus-minus, and on-off numbers all confirm that the Lakers are better when he's on the court. He's not just a complementary piece, he's an essential part of the team's success. Rui's impact is backed up by every major statistical category. His net rating, offensive and defensive efficiency, on-off impact, and plus-minus numbers all show that he's consistently making a positive impact. He's helping the team win without needing a high number of touches, and that's what makes him so valuable. His numbers prove that he's one of the best low-usage, high-impact players in the league. Overall, though, Rui is the ideal fourth option for the Lakers, behind LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. He doesn't need a high number of touches to make a difference, yet his presence on the court consistently leads to better team results. He plays within the flow of the offense, taking smart shots, spacing the floor, and making life easier for the team's primary scorer. He's not someone who disrupts possessions or forces bad looks. He enhances the overall efficiency of the team by maximizing every opportunity he gets. His ability to contribute without being ball dominant is exactly what a championship caliber team needs from a complementary player. What makes Rui so valuable in his role is his balance between scoring and defense. He can knock down shots at a high rate, finish plays at the rim, and find the right spots on the floor without needing the offense to revolve around him. His efficiency stands out because he doesn't waste possessions, and he plays with the type of discipline that allows the Lakers stars to focus on creating plays while he capitalizes on the openings they generate. When he's in the game, the team moves the ball well, gets high percentage looks, and plays at a strong rhythm that leads to success. Defensively, Rui adds versatility and stability. He can guard multiple positions, stay disciplined without fouling, and make life difficult for opponents without taking unnecessary risks. His presence on that end of the floor helps maintain structure, ensuring that the team remains strong against different matchups. He's not a traditional lockdown defender, but he does exactly what's needed to slow down opponents and keep the team's defensive intensity high. His ability to hold his ground against wings, contest shots inside, and stay engaged in key moments makes him an important piece in the rotation. What separates Rui from other role players is his ability to make a noticeable impact without demanding a bigger role. He's always in the right spots, always taking smart shots, and always making the right decision. He doesn't need to force plays or take over possessions to be effective. He simply finds ways to help the team win. That's why his presence consistently leads to better results. And that's why he's such a valuable asset in the Lakers lineup. With 3 high-usage players ahead of him, Rui has embraced his role and excelled in it. He doesn't need to be the focal point to make a difference. His efficiency, defense, and decision-making allow him to thrive alongside the team's stars. He fits seamlessly into different lineups, enhances the play of those around him, and ensures that the Lakers maintain strong production on both ends of the floor. His ability to contribute in all the right ways makes him the perfect 4th option for a team with championship aspirations. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during the season. I'd genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.